Hi guys, this is Hambleton, and today I'm going to be teaching you 3 different ways in which you can match the tempo of an audio file to the tempo of your current project. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using some basic sample loops that you can find all over the internet. These are from the Vengeance sample pack. A lot of people aren't a fan of samples, but for the purposes of this video, I am just going to use some samples. So I've just got a basic piano chord progression here. And then I've also got this drum loop. Now, I know for a fact that these drum loops here are at a 120 BPM tempo, that is 120 beats per minute. So my current project is at 120. But let's say that I wanted to have a far more sort of quicker tempoed project, and I wanted about, the classic 128 big room house sort of EDM tempo. And you're going to notice that the drum loop isn't at all in time with my current rhythm. So what you can do is, I'm going to put this back to 120 beats per minute. I'm then going to go ahead and switch on flex pitch, and I'm going to select flex pitch, flex time polyphonic. Now what this is going to do, it's going to analyze the transient markers within the actual track of that particular drum loop. And now if I just keep that on for now and I increase this temp up to 128, you'll see that all of a sudden it's gone blue and it's stayed where it is. It's still those 2 bar long distance, whereas the other 2 drum loops have extended as per the change in BPM. So now if I play it, and I'll just loop this, you'll see it loops up perfectly with my bars. You can hear that it's sped up and that it's in time. So that's one way. And now whatever I do, if as long as this polyphonic flex time is still on, I can increase it all the way up, and I can even slow it down, and you can do all sorts of different things. So that's the first way that you can go ahead and change the tempo of an audio file. Now if I go into the second way to do it, it's very simple. You don't actually need to know how to, what the BPM of the original track is, but all you have to do is just highlight at the end as if you were trimming it, just as you normally would do. Hold down your Alt key, and you'll see that the arrows on the side will change. And if you do this and you just slip it down to 2 bar long, what it's going to do, it's going to analyze the track and then squeeze it down in terms of timings down to that particular length. So again, if I loop this now, that will be in time, as opposed to before. And I can even reverse the process and bring it back out here as before, you can hear it's out of time. So that's a very simple way, and this I most commonly use when I'm making tracks. Is I use this technique when I'm doing vocals of kinds, because sometimes when you're working with acapellas, you don't always have the original BPM, so you can just slice it at the beginning of the singer's voice and at the end, and then squeeze it into the right time. Now the third method is very long-winded and quite complicated, but I'm going to offer it to you as an alternative should you need it. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is bounce this track in place, and we'll just it will create a new one. I can just delete this one. I'm then going to double click on this track, make sure I'm on File, Functions, and then Time and Pitch Machine. And what this is basically going to do is going to do what I showed you before in the second method, but as I said, in a far more long-winded way. So what you've got to do here is actually input the original BPM of the track, which was 120, and then input the destination BPM, which is 128. It's going to calculate the percentage change, and then I'm going to click Process and Paste. And what that's done is then corrected it to match the new tempo. So altogether it will sound a little bit messy because we've got 3 drum loops, but they all are in tempo. And I can even switch on the metronome. And you can hear that it's all in time. So there you have it, guys. I hope this has helped you in your own productions on how you can match the tempo of an audio file to that of your project file. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and don't forget to check out my own SoundCloud with some of my own productions on there. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.